Okay, we are live. Welcome to China's Red Line. We're gonna have a pretty interesting live stream today, I hope. I'm sure you saw the thumbnail already. We're going to talk about how communism works and how China is the proof. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the live stream today. I can see a couple of people in the chat. We have Shujuan Su, who already liked the stream. Thank you so much. If any of you guys want to give me a thumbs up, you're more than welcome. I can see Headley is here. I suppose I have to say hello, even though Shujuan Su seems to have gone, so I'm the only one here now. Bummer. Yeah, I know, right? I just don't understand. Nobody watches this stream live, but that's perfectly fine. We'll see what happens. But yeah, shocking that only one person is watching at the moment, and it is you. Anyway, let's get to it. I'm just gonna share my media. So here we go. There it is. All right. So China, if it plays, are you gonna play? China has invented a new autonomous traffic light. That's right. It's a traffic light that can actually think for itself, move for itself, and it even turns red for itself. But yeah, check this out. It even uses trucks to move it. Yes, the new autonomous traffic light from China. Okay, all jokes aside, China always brags about its amazing autonomous delivery vehicles and that kind of thing. So I just figured it would be funny just to have a little bit of a joke about it. So yeah, and look, that big truck there, you would think that it's Costco, right? But it's not. It's China's ripoff, Costco. And you see those trucks all over the place. I think Costco is a big shipping company in China. But yeah, it's actually really funny. Ah, yes, at least we've got 5 people watching now. Yeah, maybe one day we'll have like 10 people. Wow, wouldn't that be great? All right, anyway, let's keep moving. So yeah, speaking of China's autonomous robots and traffic lights in the case of what we just looked at there, I just found this interesting article from The Guardian, written by a guy called, I think his name's Chung Che. He seems to be quite a good journalist from what I've seen. So this article, it looks at China's rapid growing robots industry, and the author of the article actually visited a number of robotics companies across China. And he argues in the article that China is positioning itself to become a global leader in industrial and humanoid robots. But the key point that he tries to emphasize in this article is that China hasn't really built these high tech, human, like realistic level robots, but they do have a combination of AI research, manufacturing, high supply chains, and a lot of investment from the CCP. They're really investing in it, which has allowed them to mass produce robots on a mass scale. And the article also highlights some of the challenges, including the need for vast amounts of training data and the continued reliance on human workers to train robots, and growing concerns in the Western world about the strategic implications of China's robotics boom. But basically, the article argues that China may win this robotics race not by building the smartest robots first, but by becoming the world's most efficient producer of practical, affordable robots. Which is kind of true, because the robots that they build aren't any good, are they? As we've seen time and time again, there's so many videos surfacing of robot fails, all over the place. And what this guy predicts in the article could come true. We're seeing a lot of cheap crap made in China robots. And a lot of these robots, honestly, they can't even perform the simple function that they're programmed to do, right? Like, I mean, remember this. There was that massive show for China's Spring Festival for their Lunar New Year show. They had the robots dancing, doing martial arts, doing backflips, and all of this cool stuff. This was extremely choreographed, practiced down to the letter. It was practiced so much that they were able to pull it off. You don't think that these robots are just doing this like straight out of the box. You know what I mean? They really had to practice hard to do this. And, a lot of these robots are actually controlled by a human. They're not even autonomous robots. They're not even controlled by AI. They're not smart robots. See this guy with the remote control behind his back? Look at him. You're supposed to be impressed by a guy with a remote control robot. I mean, I had a remote control robot toy when I was a kid. Okay, it wasn't quite like this, granted. However, it is just a toy at the end of the day. It's not a serious robot as you would think that's going to take over the world. We've all seen Terminator, we've all seen The Matrix, right? We've seen iRobot. This is not what China is doing, guys. And I hate it that there's so much propaganda about this. Yeah, look, just controlled. Okay. And I figured, why not throw in a couple of robot fails as well while we're here? Because there are so many videos of this, and every week I seem to come across a new one. So I've got actually two clips for you to look at now. Boom. Okay, and this one. Its leg fell off, guys.
妈呀，直接跳舞跳的骨
Its
折了，
leg
断
fell off. And they dress them up in these stupid costumes as well, don't they? So, although the article from The Guardian is an interesting read, and it is true to some extent, I do not think that any of these robots that China use are going to be used for practical things. As you've seen from all of the clips that I keep showing on this channel, the robots are more of a novelty toy kind of thing, and they're just using them to dance around. But actually, are we actually going to get robots that can actually help us in everyday life? I don't think those sort of robots are going to come from China, no matter how much money the CCP pumps into it. These robots are just going to carry on as the freak show that they are. Okay. So, anyway, let's continue. We've got some other stuff to talk about. All right. This photo cropped up, and I just found it interesting. So, this is the one of the actors who is one of the commercials for the new Huawei Mate XT. You know that trifold smartphone that they have? It was really, really plugged as the next best thing, the best new mobile phone that China has created, and no one's going to need Apple anymore. Well, even the guy who's in the advert, for this Huawei amazing phone uses an iPhone. And, doesn't mean to say that if you're an actor for something and you're, using that product, that you have to use that product. But it just goes to show you that the Huawei phone is a piece of shit. And obviously, the people in China, they still want to use the Apple, right? They still want to use that Apple phone. So that Huawei phone, can you believe it actually? Man, it's really funny. It's really funny. But there were over 6 million pre-orders for this Huawei phone, the trifold phone, right? But it only sold, get this, 470,000 units. So those pre-orders were a load of bullshit, and I think they just made the numbers up, right? And I think obviously it definitely had something to do with the price. I mean, $2,700 for this phone. It's a bit much to ask for a phone, isn't it? I mean, the iPhone is cheaper than that, a lot cheaper. So $270,000 for this thing, and it was really unreliable. There were so many videos of it actually breaking and showing the faults with it. So it's no wonder that the people didn't actually go through with it and buy it. But iPhone, on the other hand, has sold really, really hugely in China, and it's actually doubled the unit sales compared to the iPhone. It's the iPhone 17 now, but yeah, the iPhone 17 has sold double the amount as the iPhone 16. So, and they've got a 20% market share in China, which is amazing. So, yeah, the actor for Huawei, I guess he prefers Apple. Moving on. Okay, I wanted to touch on this because I found a couple of videos recently that I just really wanted to talk about in today's stream. So, China can be an incredibly racist country, okay? If you're a foreigner in China, you will get people pointing at you in the street. You will get people talking about the color of your skin in front of you. You will get people calling you all sorts of names, okay? It's even worse if you're black in China. It is really, really bad. You would see them like, I had some friends who were black. They didn't speak much Chinese, and when you're walking with them in the street, people will stop and stare and point and say, "Wow, 你看他的皮肤那么黑啊, look at his dark skin," as if to suggest that it's a really bad thing. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And just a reminder, now you remember that thing called COVID? Because I think everybody's almost forgotten about that, right? But what happened in China during COVID was like the racism was really, really exposed there. So this was happened to Africans living in Guangzhou. Um, this BBC article reports of like discrimination against these Africans living in China during the early stages of the pandemic in 2020. And it focuses around Guangzhou, which has this huge African community. If you've ever been to Guangzhou, you will go there. There's a place called Little Africa. There are so many like people from Africa living in there. So anyway, a lot of these Africans got so fed up, and they told the BBC how they were forcibly quarantined, evicted from apartments, denied entry to hotels and businesses, and subjected to just constant COVID testing. Even after they tested negative, they would still have to go and do a test. It's ridiculous. A lot of them ended up sleeping rough on the streets. And of course, the CCP, the Chinese authorities, denied accusations of racism and said that the measures were part of public health efforts. Although, why other people weren't, why the other people living in Guangzhou were not scrutinized like the African people were. Okay. But many African people obviously felt that they were being specifically targeted because of their race, and they were. Okay. This whole COVID thing was ridiculous. Do you remember this in a McDonald's? We've been informed that from now on, black people are not allowed to enter the restaurant for the sake of your health. Consciously notify the local police for medical isolation. You know, that is ridiculous, right? If it's saying all people are not allowed in here because of COVID, that's fine. But just singling out black people, that is absolutely discrimination, right? That is the very definition of discrimination. So, anyway, this whole racism thing, unlike COVID, has not gone away in China. I don't even know if COVID's gone away in China as well, but they're pretending that it has, right? So this whole racism thing has not gone away, and it is highlighted by these two clips that I want to show you. Okay, and I just want to show you how racist it can be in China. Okay, no, and I'm not just singling out China, by the way. Racism exists all around the world, obviously. Okay, it's a horrible thing, but it exists. We can talk about it. here in the UK, there are a bunch of racist twats as well. Okay, in all countries, it happens. But the fact is that China is a country that tries to deny it, but then openly shows that they are racist, and it is openly endorsed by the government because they could have so easily got rid of all of those terrible, terrible procedures that were happening to the African people in Guangzhou. They could easily tell people not to be racist, okay? But they seem to encourage it in China. You know, they want to be the superior race. It's kind of ridiculous. And it is a super racist country. Yes, it is. I never got the impression that it was like this in Taiwan, although obviously Taiwan as well. There are some racist twats in Taiwan as well, just like in every country. But yeah, anyway, let me show you some clips that I found recently. And it's shocking, the behavior. Okay, so let me just give you a backstory. This guy, I forget his name. I'm so sorry, dude, but I forgot the name of your channel. But he's gone to rent an apartment in China. I don't even know where in China this guy is. He's gone to rent an apartment and he's told that he can't because he's black.
这不租给你啊！你们是哪位？我这是原委会的啊，是的啊，是的。对我先看房子，没得看头哈，哪个都不敢租给你哈。好，好没关系，但是我看我是不能看吗？我看可以看是不是？对吧？不行。对，你说不能，我不能住这里，但是我能不能看？哪儿也不能撇。但是我能不能看嘛？不能拍，不能拍。我不是拍我拍你吗？我没有拍你，我记录我自己，不行吗？
我们照片都不能
This Chinese is good.
哦，不要碰我嘛！不要碰我，不要碰我，
不要拍你，但是请出去哈。请出去。
我不是来拍你，我来拍你没有？
我们这儿的房子不允许拍哈，走。
Listen to the way they treat him, man. Like, go, 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 go. Get out of here, man. God, that really, really pisses me off to see this, you know. And yeah, you know, maybe they just wouldn't rent it to any foreigner, right? To any Lao Wai, as they call them. They literally point at you in the street and go, Lao Wai, and he can, Lao Wai, hello. It's ridiculous.
我是联系了房东，啊。
He said he's gonna contact the
我
landlord.
有朋友在这里，你不用在那里威胁我哈。
我没有威胁你。
对，所以说你不要激动哈，你不要激动好吗？
He's very, very calm, you know. Hats off to this guy.
One just
Very
turns
calm.
out and just starts calling me names. Man, like this is really unbelievable. They tell me I cannot even come in here, I cannot visit, I cannot walk around. Man, this is just insane, guys.
It is.
我们有什么问题吗？
And like they, you know, that's their card. I'm Chinese, so I can get away with this. You know, it's okay for me to be a nationalist, racist wanker.
我知道你是中国人，我们有什么问题吗？有什么问题吗？我都还没有见到他，我就是给他打电话，他让我过来。
为什么？
我不是说，哦，没有，我现在没有读书。
没他有问题吗？
Okay. And here's another one that I found. And this guy is just cursing out this Chinese guy, man. You know, these guys are kind of lucky that they don't get into further trouble because of this, you know, because in China, the local person, the local is always the one who's going to win the argument, no matter what. No matter how much you argue with them, no matter if you're right or wrong, they're always going to beat you. They're always going to win. They're always going to be favored. Okay. This guy is kind of lucky that it didn't escalate because he is genuinely cursing out this Chinese dude. But yeah, so this guy, he ordered an Uber or a Didi in China. It's like China's rip-off version of Uber, right? So he ordered this Didi and the guy refused to take him because he's black. What the hell?
你一个外国人，我没有打你，我没有打，在哪害你？放我屁啊！我的妈呀！妈你妈拉逼！你妈那个逼！你妈那个逼！
Jake, leave it. Jake, leave it.
Basically,
Jake,
your mother's stinky.
Jake, leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it.
你的逼那个我操你妈的！
Fucking hell. Yeah, so next time you see this like propaganda of this perfect China that the Communist Party wants to portray, they want you to believe, just remember it's like everywhere, man. There's racist twats there. It's not a perfect country, obviously. But yeah, I just don't think, I feel like, like if that happened in the UK, like something like an Uber, like refused to pick up somebody because of the color of their skin, you can bet that it would be all over the news. There'd be like a witch hunt against this Uber driver. The Uber driver would, he'd be like burned at the stake. You know what I mean? But it happens in China all the bloody time and nothing happens from it. And I'm glad these guys have documented it just so we can see it, But there's not going to be a big deal made out of it because actually the people in China don't care. Of course, there are some great people who live there and they would really think this was awful and they really think racism is deplorable, as you should. But yeah, like honestly, if the government thinks it's okay, then the people are just going to go along with that, aren't they? Because they cannot challenge the government's narrative, can they? So it's a shame. It is a shame, but it's good that it's been documented so we can examine it. All right, let's move on. Oh my bloody God. Yes, we're going to talk about this. Sorry, I'm just going to sip my tea. I haven't had any of it yet. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, guys, so this absolute jebend, Jackson Stinkle, or whatever his name is, Jackson Hinkle. I don't know who this dude is, but he's got millions of followers on X. I don't know who he is. I don't care who he is. He's a simp for China. He's like, China is proof that communism works. He's posted this about 1 million times, right? This is his go-to post. He posts, China is proof that communism works. And he shows some like really glamorous images, glamorous videos of China's flashing LED lights, the skyscrapers in their in the big cities, these mega cities, these massive skyscrapers, neon lights, and all of this thing. There's proof that communism works. But dude, those buildings were built from capitalism because China got most of its money from the West, from foreign investment, from becoming the factory of the world. It was capitalism that created those flashy LED buildings, and they're not even good flashy LED buildings. This guy is an absolute bellend. He just pisses me off no end. Oh my God, proof that communism works. China is not even communist in the traditional sense of the word. It has like a market economy with private ownership, private wealth, competition, and profit-seeking businesses. This is more like a capitalist country with a dictator in charge. And there's a huge gap between the rich and the poor in China. The country is ruled by a communist party, but its economic system differs substantially from traditional communism. So this absolute twat saying that China is proof that communism works, no, it isn't, you bellend. So let's have a look at that proof of how communism is working for China, eh? Right. Okay. So there's this mall, and I believe this is in Chengdu in Sichuan province, and shit is leaking out of the roof. my god, look at that. Wow. Okay, look at that. That is clearly coming from the sewage pipe. That is gross. Imagine getting showered in that shit. Wow. Proof that communism is working, right? Bellends on X. Okay, here's some more proof that communism is really working out for China. Oh, food drag! Can we say it's for the food drag, everybody? Boom! And I really hope nobody was like under that when it fell, because that is shocking. Yeah, proof that communism is working for China. Jesus. Yeah, communism's really working for China, eh? But that guy, he's just going to keep posting that over and over again. And it's funny, you'll see that he really gets ratioed in the replies to his comments as well, man. Like everybody is just like, shut the fuck up, dude. You're full of shit. All right, moving on. Just wanted to show you some interesting scenes of what happens in a lift in China. Again, you know, like no country is perfect. Bad things happen everywhere. China is no exception. The CCP and its shills would like you to think that China is this harmonious society, but clips like this show us the exact opposite. So let's have a look at this guy. Okay, first of all, smoking in the lift is not cool, right? Just smoking away. Then what does he do? Spits. Oh, did you see that? He just spat all over the buttons. All right, this one. Oh my god, he's taking a leak all over the buttons. Jesus Christ. Lovely stuff, guys. What the hell, man? What the hell? So yeah, and he's actually touching the buttons where he peed on. This guy's weird. So yeah, you know, China is like any other country. Stupid shit happens. Apart from China has this really insecure government that just wants to try and hide everything, censor everything, and it doesn't think that the people are responsible enough or intelligent enough to actually make a difference and vote for their leaders and actually talk about politics. That is China for you. Okay. So anyway, guys, that is pretty much all I've got for today's live stream in terms of material. But I'm going to take a few moments to have a little look at the chat, see what you guys are up to. But yeah, it is absolutely crazy, some of the stuff that I find online regarding China, you know. All right, let's see what we've got in the chat. Let me get me on the screen here. Can you see I'm actually using my new camera? So I think the image, the quality is a hell of a lot better. What do you think? Does it look better? Did you even notice or what? I don't know. Let's see. No many old buildings in China anymore. Well, yeah, I mean, the new buildings are just falling apart anyway. Eswantini, are they not friends with Taiwan? Yes, they are. Yeah, they are. These videos should be online with proof that communism works. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the quality is better. It's got that autofocus thing going on as well, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I feel like the quality is much better. I'm actually in high definition now. Probably not a good thing, you know. You can see all the creases on my face now. CCP just wants to keep the power and wealth for its elites. Indeed. In frickin' deed. The CCP is garbage. Terrible, terrible government. British government is pretty bad too, right? But hey, at least I can criticize them. I can say Starmer sounds like a Dalek. He looks like a potato. In China, I can't even say that Xi Jinping looks like Winnie the Pooh. It's just ridiculous, man. Okay. Well, if we're not commenting, then I guess I'm going to end the stream, I did do a live stream earlier. I started a new video gaming channel playing live video games. It was pretty cool. I played a bit of Mario Kart. I had a few people watching, which was kind of interesting. So that's good. You can criticize Starmer for now. Well, yeah. I mean, they'll always try to get more powers to try and bring in more censorship. This guy Starmer seems to like censorship and that kind of thing, like that whole online safety act or whatever, which is absolute bollocks, with the guise of saying you want to protect children. Well, if you want, there's already safety measures in place for children accessing the internet, so it's nothing to do with that. It's just more censorship. And now he wants to bring in these digital ID cards, which is just going to epically fail, to be honest. I think loads of people are against that. I don't think they'll ever be able to fully implement that to the level that they want. They'll introduce them, but they're not going to be used for what the government wants them to be used for. So yeah, Starmer is a massive turd, and we can still keep saying it. Oh yeah, right. I also posted about, because my mum is making videos. She learned, like, I'm really impressed, but she learned how to use Final Cut, and it's actually, Final Cut's editing software. It's not rocket science or anything, but it is quite difficult to use. It took me a while to master it. But my mum, she's picked it up quite quickly. She is very computer literate though, so that is a good thing. And yeah, she's made her own channel. She's got a GoPro. She's going around she goes out quite often to different towns, cities, places in the UK. She's very active, and so she just goes and films it, and then does a narration over it, edits it together, and posts it on YouTube. So I figured I might as well tell her that she can put on automatic subtitles. So she did that. It's all in Mandarin, in traditional Chinese characters. So now she has her videos with traditional Chinese characters on. So I thought, hey, let's just get some people from Taiwan to watch her videos. They might find it interesting. They might learn something about the UK, about the history of different places here in the UK. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Hopefully more and more people will go and watch her videos, and yeah, maybe my mum will get more subscribers than me eventually. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. There was a massive sandstorm in Harbin. People kept driving without visibility. Well, that is nuts. Sorry, I'm just pouring my tea. I got like a teapot thing here. Yeah, that is nuts. I've been to Harbin before. It's very north of Dalian, where I used to live, but it's not that far to get there. I've been to both. I've been to Harbin and Kunming. Kunming was nice. I'm a Da Vinci Resolve man myself. Fair enough. Afternoon, Lewis. Hey, how's it going, mate? Oh, why don't you go and check out her channel? I posted a link to it on my Team Taiwan. If you go to my community posts on Team Taiwan, you can see my post. Go and have a look. All right. You've been to Kunming, just not Harbin. Well, you know, she goes to my mum's videos just goes to different towns and cities and just places that she's interested in. So yeah, you can check it out. Yeah, my tea is it's English. No, this is Ceylon tea. I'm not sure where it comes from though, actually. Sorry. I don't think it's from Taiwan. It's good tea though, but because it's been sitting in the teapot for half an hour, it's very strong now. Never mind. Yeah, just go and check out her channel, dude. Like when you've got the time, you know. No pressure, obviously. Yes, she said that. She saw it earlier. I think she replied to you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Well, she appreciates it as well. So yeah, it's good. It's good. I think she's you know she's not got loads of subscribers from it. I think a couple of hundred people have gone on over and subscribed, but it's pretty good actually. You know, I do have some influence, I guess. I don't know. Whatever, man. You know, like I don't expect anyone to go over there. So if you did, I really appreciate it. Okay. Sri Lanka is Ceylon. All right. My favorite tea is Iron Goddess of Mercy, coming from Taiwan. Oolong from Taiwan. Yeah, it must be expensive. My tea is also from Sri Lanka. Nice. Yeah, Sri Lanka, that would be a nice place to go, I reckon. Nice weather, anyway. Yeah, I think the picture is so much better from this camera, right? I had to buy a capture card so it can plug in. Like everything mounts up, doesn't it? Like the capture card was £130. Then I had to buy a HDMI cable because this camera has the one of those tiny HDMI ports, which is really annoying. Like, why can't they just have a regular HDMI port? Yeah. So it all mounts up, doesn't it? You're the memory card for the camera. Freaking hell, man! It's like a CF Express card, CFB Express card, or something. That cost about 500 quid. It's ridiculous. Everything just costs money, man. Anyway, whatever. Oh yeah, I forgot to say. Like, I literally like 5 minutes before this stream started, right? I got a knock at the door, and it was a police officer. The policeman was like, "Oh, have you seen any suspicious activity in the area today?" And I was like, "No, not really. Like just the average day, you know. Like I went outside earlier to nip to the shop, but haven't seen anything." And he was like, "Nobody like wearing a balaclava or anything like that?" I was like, "No." He was like, "Oh, well, you know, there's been some attempted burglaries in the area, and we just wanted to see if you've seen anything." It's like, "No. No, I haven't seen anything." And it was just freaky that that happened 5 minutes before the stream. Like, what is going on? Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy times, man. Crazy times. Like, I live in a quite quiet area, so it's kind of concerning. But yeah, I definitely made sure all the doors were locked anyway. The camera has the camera has a yeah, it has a micro SD card slot and it has a CF is it a CF type B card as well? So yeah, the micro express SDs just yeah, piece of piss, isn't it? They don't have much memory room. So I do have both in there. One of them's going to act as a backup just in case. Just in case a pinky takes my camera off of me and deletes the freaking footage, right? Bloody hell. Indeed, they do, my friend. Yeah, it was a policeman knocked on my door looking for criminal. Right. Exactly. Balaclava bandits. Yeah, scary stuff, man. I'm gonna keep my eye peeled. My eye. Do I only have one? I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled because yeah, that is scary stuff. My doors are locked anyway, so and yeah, hopefully they'll see that someone's in when I turn the lights on later. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Um, Ophi is your mum's name? Nope, it is not. I buy normal 128 GB gigabyte SD cards. Well, yeah, man, that's the thing though. Like this camera, although like I'm only gonna right now, I'm only using it like I'm not using it to its full potential. But if you use this camera to its full potential, like 128 gigabyte memory is not going to be enough. Just to let you know, the card inside it is like, man, I just saw someone looking quite suspicious walking past. No, it's all right. Shit, I'm paranoid now. Um, yeah, the card inside is 1 terabyte. So yeah, 128 gigabytes not going to cut it, my friend. I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly. Although it is raining today, so yeah. Sadly, you can't really joke with cops in the UK. In the US, I told them, "Sir, do I look like a criminal?" And as I asked, hold up a sack with a dollar sign on it. Yeah, like I'll come to the door with a hockey mask and a knife with blood dripping off it, and say, "Hey, what? Do you think I look like a serial killer or something?" I mean, you can get 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte SD cards too. Yeah, the micro SD cards, I'm not sure. Wearing a balaclava. Exactly. It was Krusty. Maybe it was Krusty. Our good old friend Krusty. Maybe he showed up in a balaclava looking for me. Krusty. My man. Haven't seen him for a while, have we? I'm hoping he shows up to the Tiananmen Square vigil next week. No, this week, this Thursday, in 3 days' time. Krusty, are you showing up to that? I'll see you there, my friend, if you are. Krusty. You gotta love that guy, right? You gotta love him. Such a gimp. Literally, like wearing a gimp mask as well, you know? Good old Krusty. Always rely on him for a laugh. Comedy genius. Yeah. He's the new favorite recurring character. Yeah, we haven't seen him for a while though. Like he's been laying low maybe, I don't know. Whatever. If he actually like wants to have a reasonable discussion then sure, but he usually just resorts to like childish name calling. Like I remember he was calling me like a he was like, "Oh, look, it's the homosexual YouTuber." Whatever, dude. Like, how pathetic is that? You know, like, oh no, you really offended me, Krusty, with that one. Yeah, he simps for everything, man. Krusty is a loser. He simps for all the wrong things. In London, vigil for 37 years of 6-4. Yeah, there's going to be, I think there's a few of them going on. So I'm going to try and go to the one in London. Well, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be at one or two of them. Depends what time they kick off. But I'm going to be in London on that day anyway. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he would. He would. Like, he'd get a lot of haters as well because he is genuinely, like, annoying. Like, really annoying. But, yeah, he'd probably get a following. Like, why not? I think anybody can get a following, right? So Krusty is no exception. And he's kind of amusing as well, you know. He is funny. Like, you know, as much as I dislike the guy, you have to admit he's funny, right? So hey dude, if it's raining in London, that's nothing new. It's nothing new. Will I live stream? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If I've got time to do it, yeah. I probably I could do. It depends how what the demand is like for it. I'm not sure, you know. I mean, it's been a while since I've even live streamed one of these events. Yeah, I kind of gone off live streaming like outdoors. I prefer to make videos. Live stream is just yeah, it's too crazy and like the signal sometimes it's just really unreliable in the UK. Like we're really far behind in terms of our internet coverage. Like seriously. Like Taiwan has no problem. Like you can stream anywhere, but here in the UK it's just garbage. Really is. Like it's kind of like embarrassingly crap, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'll see. It'll depend on a couple of factors, like if people actually want to see it and if I can get good signal. So I'll check on the day. I'll put it out there though. I mean, I'm always open to doing it. So we'll see. We'll see. If it's a good signal, yeah. Mike is watching but can't participate. Well, yeah, man. Kind of sucks what's going on. He's had like 3 accounts deleted now, permanently blocked or something. I'm not sure what's going on with that. YouTube's really messed up, man. Really messed up. I don't know what to do. I would not. I mean, I don't know. I've never had like accounts like blocked like that. So yeah, like it's crazy, crazy. He should just maybe he just lay low for a bit. Just get a new account with a different email address and different phone number. Start fresh. Yeah, it's crazy. Howdy, William. How's it going, my man? 14 in the chat. Well, hey. Need better signal. Yeah, the internet in the UK is trash. Yeah, it really sucks. Americans need a visa to visit China and not Taiwan. That's why it's a different country, isn't it? Hi, Mike. Yeah, it really sucks. YouTube just blocking everybody's accounts for criticizing the CCP. I don't know, man. I don't know why they haven't blocked me because I've done a lot more criticizing than Mike ever did. That's for sure. One other YouTuber who kept getting channels deleted. Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, I suppose it happens, doesn't it? I guess I've just been lucky, right? I don't know. We'll see, though. We'll see. If I can really push the envelope more, then we'll see. I probably will get deleted, especially this one. Yay. All right, guys. Well, look, I'm going to head out. I think it's time. I think we've chatted for a while, right? So it's time to end the stream. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. As usual, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all of that stuff that all these other YouTubers always go on about. Like, yo, smash that like button, yo. Hey, it's your boy. I hate that shit. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. And I will see you in the next one next week, same time, 8 o'clock on a Monday. We will cross China's red line together. See you guys. Bye.